Inside Michigan Basketball, delivered by UPS. By virtue of their outright championship in the Big Ten, Michigan came here to Milwaukee in the Midwest region as the #2 seed. It's the 8th time they'd ever been a 2 seed in NCAA tournament play, and they opened on a Thursday night against Wofford, champions of the Southern Conference tournament. The Wolverines knew that this team came in playing hard-nosed defense, ranked 19th in the nation in points per game against, so it was going to be a low-scoring affair, and Michigan was ready for it.
I got my ring on today. You see, I don't wear this all year long until it's this time. This is the time that Michigan basketball is going to be at its best. This is your time. This is Michigan time right now, right? Tonight's the first start of it. It's our time, but put this thing all together. Everything we've been working for all year long, we sort of just put it together now, right? We've been talking about it, and everybody says, yeah, I'm going to get that. And I see it inching closer, and I see it inching closer. Well, today's the day we start putting this all together. One game left in your life. Forget about all those other games. Forget about any future games we could have with a win. Just one game. Just block everything out. But when you do that, you're just playing to win. No agendas, nothing, just playing to win. Can we get that done? Let's go. Let's go.
Michigan was ready to shake the stereotype that they are all offense and no defense. After Wofford led 4-0 early, Michigan took control behind Jordan Morgan's aggressive take. And then Nick Stauskas got involved, drilling his first shot of the night. Stauskas would knock down all 3 of his field goal attempts. Glenn Robinson then seized the spotlight, taking what the defense gave him, stroking jumpers and scrapping inside for putbacks. Robinson and Stauskas hit Michigan's last 5 field goals of the half, and the Wolverines were able to sustain a double-digit lead throughout most of the first half, leading by 14 at the break.
The jumper from Robinson. It's a 3-ball.
Stauskas kept his deadly eye focused with a 3 early in the second to make history.
And Nick Stauskas has just gone over the 1,000-point mark for his career in his second year at Michigan.
The Wolverines built an 18-point lead, but started just 1 for 6 from the floor. And Wofford's 10-2 run allowed them to get within 7 before a key Jordan Morgan 3-point play. It was a little too close for comfort for a while, but Michigan went back to doing what they do best, hitting big threes. First, it was Caris LeVert.
LeVert on a 3.
And then Derek Walton. Suddenly, the lead was back to 16. The Wolverines would close it out behind Morgan's second double-double of the season, and Michigan advances 57-40 in a way that not many thought they could with defense.
Way to go, guys. Great job, baby. Great job. I'm looking at one stat. They were 1 for 19 from 3. Yeah, great win for us to move on and advance. And you know what? I like the way you played to win, too. But even J-Mo trying to go coast to coast on us. I love it. Playing to win. Playing to win for Mello. Playing to win.
Well, your team showed an awful lot of grit. Let's talk about defensively first. 40 points, that's the lowest a Michigan team has ever held an opponent in an NCAA tournament game.
Well, Matt, believe it or not, it hasn't looked like in some games, but we actually practice defense very hard every day, probably too much. Sometimes it's affected our offense, but same time, the guys are really had to buy in. I think we had to do some soul searching this year, knowing you don't win in this tournament without defense. You know, we can win at home in the Big Ten. Sometimes we get lucky on the road in the Big Ten without playing great defense. Not in the NCAA tournament. They did a great job.
Coach, did you worry at all about the energy? And Jordan Morgan came in and gave you a huge shot in the arm. He was after 50 balls in offensive rebounds.
Yeah, because you know what? Sometimes that little anxiety zaps you a little bit. And I think when you're a 2 seed playing a 15, I know this coach, there's anxious moments, you know how people celebrate. This is why it's so great. The 2 beating the 15, or the 15 beating the 2 is celebrated everywhere in the world probably. And we don't want that to happen in our account. So maybe a little anxious at time, but we made just enough plays, and we don't do it without our defense.
Glenn Robinson, you don't do it without him either. He was very aggressive. He went inside and he hit jumpers from the outside when they dared him.
Yeah, they did dare him to shoot the ball, and I love the way he was aggressive with it. So he's got to keep being aggressive all the way through this tournament, do a wonderful job of just doing what he he does. But it doesn't do anything if he didn't play defense. He did a great job, and he had 7 rebounds tonight, which he hasn't got that a lot this year.
Coach, as much as we like to talk about this team's offense, I love the maturation of your team and the way they responded. You're up by 18. They cut it to 7. You guys push right back to 17. That was important.
Yeah, I think we needed that in the future to see that. But Jay, how did we get it back to 10? A 3-point play by Jordan Morgan on a tough finish underneath the basket. So it was really it's a good way for us to come back and push it back out.
With the win over Wofford, Michigan set up a matchup against Texas, a big, strong team from the Big 12. But Michigan has been there, done that. The story after this.
Inside Michigan Basketball, delivered by UPS, is brought to you in part by the University of Michigan, C.S. Mott Children's Hospital, and by Absol Pure Water, the official bottled water of the Michigan Wolverines. Inside Michigan Basketball, delivered by UPS. Let UPS put the power of logistics to work for you.
So by virtue of Michigan's win over Wofford, coupled with Texas's 2-point win over Arizona State, that would mean the 3rd ever NCAA tournament meeting between the Wolverines and the Longhorns. A Texas club that likes transition. They like to open it up. And Michigan was more than willing to welcome that opportunity.
It's incredible. It's absolutely an incredible asset to have great will in games like this. Last time I talked to you like this was at Ohio State, where it's so important that you believe and you have this will to get it done no matter what it takes. No matter what it takes. It's incredible, the power of it. And we're going to need every bit of it tonight, without question. Right? Offensively, right? You got to have that will to believe in yourself, your coaches, your team, the plan, the whole deal. And just continue to, I just threw that one away. It's going to work next time. Oh, yeah, I just missed that jump shot wide open. No, it's going in next time. Right? I can do this. If he runs a hard cut, I'm going to find him deep. So you got to have that will right there. You got to outwill them in the effort areas. Transition B, we got to change the number. We got to get in front of them instead of running with them. Offensive transition, we got to run past them and change the number. Just all day. What does that take? That's effort. What does effort have to come? It comes from will. You can do it. No matter how tired you think you are, you can always do that. And you have to have this mindset. I ain't going away. You're going away before I go away. That's the only option, right? That's the only option. I'm taking you out of here. So you got to get in there. Some of you might be bigger than them. We're bigger than them at 3 positions, right? There's 2 positions. They're very large, aren't they? We ain't giving into that stuff. They might have this big bomb, right? They ain't making a difference, right? We're going to get it done in the trenches.
The game is going to boil down to a couple of things. Offensively, the team that shot fakes the most is going to score more today. Defensively, the team that gets the most rebounds is going to win today. But you don't get any of that stuff done without the thing that's sitting in my back pocket. I'm going to show you something right now. Can anybody tell me what that is? Anybody know what that is? The smartest team will win today. Stand up if you got a brain. Let's go to work.
Michigan and Texas started at a frantic pace with 29 shots taken combined in the first 8.5 minutes. The Wolverines were smoking from 3, though, getting help from Nick Stauskas, Caris LeVert, and Glenn Robinson.
Robinson fires the 3. He's got it.
Texas tried to counter going inside with their big lineup, but Michigan held strong. They would dictate the tempo and play with an edge while going on a 24-6 run over a 9-minute span. LeVert helped pave the way by hitting jumpers and showing no fear inside.
LeVert around the big.
The Wolverines would shoot 53.5% in the first half behind incredible balance led by LeVert's 11, and U of M was up 43-30 at the half. Michigan started strong in the second half as well, with Derek Walton burning the Longhorns from outside and Jordan Morgan inside.
Entry, Stauskas, extra feed, and a jam. It's Morgan. Heads up play by Stauskas.
But U of M hit just 3 of their first 11 shots, and Texas went on an 8-0 run to get within 10. Nick Stauskas stopped that with his 4th triple of the game, but Texas responded by crashing the offensive glass, and they crawled within 6 before Glenn Robinson got aggressive with back-to-back hoops.
I thought it was a and one, and that kind of sparked myself and the team. Next possession, I came down and knocked down a huge 3 for us. So just thank my teammates for putting me in that position. I thought we played well throughout the whole game.
Glenn hit, two big-time shots for us, and he's a big-time player. That's what he's got to do at this time of the year. And I was really happy for him. he always usually comes through in the clutch for us. So, you know, I kind of expect that from Glenn.
Michigan would solve the Texas zone in the second half using misdirection and scrapping for every loose ball they could.
Bounced over to Morgan for the jam.
The Wolverines would sustain the double-digit lead, setting a program record for threes made in an NCAA tournament game with 14. Michigan advances to Indianapolis and the Sweet 16.
Back we go. Hey, get that staff in here, man. Get that staff in here. Oh, man, I'm so proud of you guys, right? Different big plays in that game were incredible because, as you know, we played really well in the first half. They went all zone, and then when they started, we were fine in the zone, so they started matching up on the cuts. And then they were always somewhere. So you just adjusted, you played ball, and we had some big shots from some big people there to finish, right? How'd we play? Hard. How we play? Hard. It's Michigan. Tough. We're going to beat them.
How the players feel about advancing to the Sweet 16 for the second time in as many seasons, and our Alro Steel Iron Man of the Week right after this. Despite 23 regular season wins and winning the Big Ten by 3 games clear of the field, many people thought the Wolverines might have been overseeded as a 2. Michigan knew just that. They knew people were picking against them, and they couldn't wait to prove them wrong.
We were just playing with confidence. We want to go out there and have fun, and I think that's when we're playing our best basketball is when we're having fun playing together.
So many people counted this team out because they thought Texas was so much bigger. You guys have fought through that type of stuff all season, haven't you?
We have all season, you know, and we just knew that we had to come into this game with the right mindset and ready to box out and be physical along with them. So I thought we did a great job of that. They still got a lot of offensive rebounds, but we can't keep them off all of them. We're not perfect. You know, at the same time, I thought we did a great job of being physical from the start.
We got a lot of talent. We got a lot of guys who are capable of making plays. We just got to continue to stick, you know, do what we do and stick to the game plan. And, you know, I like where this team's headed, and obviously we're excited to be playing in the Sweet 16.
Our Alro Steel Iron Man of the Week, 2 consecutive double-doubles for Jordan Morgan. Did you ever think you could possibly get that double-double against Texas in the position you were in to collect that rebound?
Nah. I just kind of saw it falling and just wanted to reach for it. I don't really know how it happened, but I was kind of just willing that one.
More than anybody else, you really accepted the challenge that this Texas team brought, don't you think? I mean, they're physical. They love to bang on the glass. You kind of accepted that, didn't you?
I mean, we heard a lot over these past 2 days about how big and how strong they were. You know, we lift a lot of weights, and we play in the Big Ten, so we wanted to go out and show, you know, we're not just going to lay down. We fight, too.
What did this team prove in these first 2 games of the NCAA tournament? So much is made about your high efficient offense, and for good reason, but I think people have overlooked your ability to play defense a little bit.
You know, that's the X factor for us. That's going to determine how far we can go. So as long as we can keep getting better in that area, you know, we can keep this thing going.
You've shown a great deal of heart, and John Beilein has mentioned that. I'm sure it makes you feel good and warms your heart that you're part of his 700th career win.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a long road. We've got a lot of wins together, and you know, it's good to be a part of something like that.
You're headed back to Indianapolis, Sweet 16, back-to-back Sweet 16 appearances. I know it never gets old, but it has to still make you feel good that your senior season isn't over yet.
No, it's not over, and we just want to keep playing together. We love, you know, we love playing with each other, and we want to keep this thing going as long as we can.
It's always important to start well, but especially in the NCAA tournament, can you just talk about the momentum your team gained from the early going?
Yeah, you know, you go into these games, and one thing in the NCAA tournament, not that you can't, you know, work around it, but getting down in these tournaments early, I mean, the other team smells it, and it's like you have to really respond. So you get up early like we did today. I mean, that's a great boost for us because, as you can see, the way the second half went, we don't get up like that. And the second half it was a wash. I mean, we played each other toe to toe. First half is important to get that start.
Coach, so much has been made of your offense, and for good reason, but your defense over the last 2 games in this NCAA tournament has really helped propel you into the Sweet 16.
Yes, Matt, without question. I mean, we work probably as a coach the last 3 or 4 years. I've probably worked much harder on defense than we ever have, and you haven't seen the effect because we keep having young teams, and like they said, that's why some of the young guys aren't in there sometimes because they're just a step away. But this team is getting better at it. It's still going to be very hard because, like you said, we have bright minds, but our bodies aren't where they need to be yet. At the same time, I'm really happy that we played just enough defense tonight to win.
You preached energy, enthusiasm, and winning the battle of the post. That doesn't always mean winning the battle of the glass, but establishing early position. Your bigs were important early.
No, there's two things that happened to start that game. They went right at Glenn Robinson. 6'8" against 6'6". Went right 240 against 225. Went right at him, didn't score. Then they went right at Cameron Ridley. They're 6'9", 280 against 6'8" and 230. Didn't score. And right away it was like, all right, we're in here today now. Michigan is in here. And they didn't do it nearly as much after that.
They make that push in the second half. Glenn Robinson with back-to-back huge buckets, 1 of 2, and then the 3 on the way.
The times that he has done that, Matt, you've watched them all. That he's very quiet in a game, but he stepped up big time, and I credit a lot of our staff with that he has had some really bad shooting nights, and we watch him in practice, we work with him in practice. Glenn, keep shooting it. Glenn, keep shooting it. And he's one of our youngest sophomores that we have on this team. Karras is the only one that younger is, and his game is still developing, and I think we're seeing that in that last month.
Look, you've been here before, national championship game a year ago, but it's always special to get to the Sweet 16. It's always nice to keep playing, and you go back to Indianapolis. Overall, how does it feel?
No, it feels great. I mean, this team has worked so hard, and our coaching staff. I'm just telling you, while everybody's enjoying this time, we are in that. You see us. We're in that room, and I mean, basically the day started. I started a couple days at 5:45, and it goes all the way till 9 or 10 o'clock at night, and it doesn't stop. There's no naps. There's nothing. I demanded yesterday that these guys take their families to dinner. 2-hour window. We're not doing anything. And I think we enjoyed it, but this is a hard-working staff. It paid off, so get to another Sweet 16. We worked for it. I think we earned it.
All right, Coffee with the Coach is presented by Tim Hortons. This one from Pete in Ann Arbor. As you advance to the Sweet 16, what's the biggest advantage for the players who were part of last year's run?
I think, part of the thing in the NCAA tournament, and probably Wofford saw that a little bit, Texas saw that. If you don't have players who have been there, done that, forget about the game. There's so many distractions. It's really hard to get going with your business. You're not planning to come around and come to a press conference for 2 or 3 hours and practice afterwards. So once they have done it, once they know the routine, and then Derek Walton and Zach Irvin are just following along because our guys know. So it's been, and Jordan Morgan, of course, he continues to win. He's still young, his age is, but he's really been a great force for us this year as far as bringing the maturity of what it takes to persevere a long season.
Congratulations.
All right, thanks, Matt, very much.
Advancing in the NCAA tournament is always special. It was for John Beilein in Milwaukee, but extra special because of the significance of the victory. We'll explain after this. Welcome back. There are prestigious marks in a coach's career. For John Beilein, reaching the championship game last year for the first time was huge. This season, with the win Saturday in Milwaukee, Beilein joined an impressive group of active coaches by claiming win number 700 against Texas.
You guys playing great and going back to Sweet 16, going back to Indy. What you all need to know is this is the game ball from today's game, and this is the 700th. Get out of here.
I'm really pleased that I've been able to stay in this game. What's really funny, Matt, is I'm coaching JV basketball at Newfane, and I'm so like nauseated before the game starts. I said there is no way I'm going to be able to do this for a living, and now it's 36 years later. And we get a lot of support at home from Kathleen, the children. I know that, and the grandchildren now, right? Where today I had a special good luck piece right here from Finley Rose. Right, this was in my pocket for the last 2 games. Helped us get another win.
Do you know what that is, by the way?
I have no idea. I know it is a cat of some type of variety, a green one, which was a little bit of an issue, but we got through it.
With back-to-back wins here at the Bradley Center in Milwaukee, Michigan advances to the Sweet 16 for the 2nd consecutive season and the 13th time in the program's history. It sets up a battle with Tennessee Friday night in Indianapolis, where Michigan was just a week ago for the Big Ten tournament. We'll have next week on Inside Michigan Basketball the entire wrap-up from the Sweet 16 and hopefully the Elite 8. Until then, have a great week, everybody, and go Blue.
Inside Michigan Basketball, delivered by UPS. Let UPS put the power of logistics to work for you.